Okay, so in this video we are going to add aiming as we have imported the aiming animation in our project. So in this video we're just gonna add aiming. We have this normal animation, rifle idle, but we also want a rifle aiming, so we have imported the animation already. We're just gonna have to set it up. Sorry, you make use of it. Setup is already done. We already have turned it into a humanoid. Well, the first thing to do would be the animations. Let's see. Okay, so here it is. Oh, what happened to the Unity model? Alright, we'll just drag it into the animator arms layer and it made a transition into itself. Set it as layer default for just seeing what the result is. So let's hit play. Okay, so you can already see some problems. He's kind of aiming above the target, and the problem is inside spine to rot rig caused some difference. So it was overriding the spine and causing some trouble. Well, let's see. So spine 2 to 0. Alright, we don't need that. Now on the arms mask, let's rename it to upper body. We'll just call it upper body, and instead of this we'll also give it the head and the body, not the legs but the hand and the eye caves, and the body and the head. And now if we hit play, the same problem is still there. I think we forgot to save it, or what just happened? It was just okay right now. Wait. I think we just forgot to give it some movement. Let's just save it. Alright, let's just try it again. Spine 2 is set to 0. Spine 2 is set to 0. Alright. And now let's see what happens. So, oh yes, so now it's okay. I think it had some problems, but it's just okay, a bit different, but that's okay. So now we have the aiming animation working alright, but there's no transition from them, so we can shoot. We can see a clear problem that the gun is above the camera when he's aiming, because the camera holder does not move when it's aiming or not aiming. There's no system that does that. So I can run about. Yes, I can. The view is a bit blocked because of this hand coming in front, and it can be a trouble, so we'll fix that in a bit. We must keep this 0, and in the upper body we just have this. You can save the project now. So let's just set this back to the layer default state, and if you hit play, everything's normal. And because we just turned off the spine 2 rotation rig, it has some effects. Now the animation is kind of taking over the spine 2. The spine is being rotated by our animation rigging package. So if you turn it on, the hand does come back up and goes down. So we need this to be turned off if you want to have aiming, and because this aiming is required, so we can't keep this on anymore. Let the animation override the spine 2, and the spine 1 is the one we will take control of. Okay. Inside our spine, down into our right shoulder, right, the gun holder. So it's basically set somewhere here, and if you look on the gun holder, it's set to 0.2, and we can change the rotation and see what happens. So 110 is giving a different effect, but 102 it's straight. 04, 03, 3.5 seems to be good, so we just paste in the value 103.5. Save the project again. Now we have, this is at 103.5, and we will continue. So the next thing would be to basically just give the animation some control. So let's see what we can start with. animator, we can make a transition from the rifle idle to the rifle aim and the rifle aim to the rifle idle. Let's create a new parameter, boolean, and call it is aiming. Just like all those is walking, is sprinting, is crouching, oops. We just need a new one called is aiming, and add a condition and just turn off hash exit time on one of these. Add condition is aiming to true from rifle idle to rifle aiming, and for the opposite just hash exit time is again false, and this time is aiming is false. So now let's save our project again, and this time just drag it here because we want to physically control it during play mode just to see some differences in tests. So here we are, and we can right at shooting just like normal. We can shoot, and if I on this aiming bool, what's that? I'm not sure why that's happening. It's kind of snapping back to its, I don't know, but I think it's because I'm not in the correct animator window. Yeah, I can't see any transitions happening either. I'm not sure why that settings is correct. There's nothing wrong with that. I think I'll have to make some changes to find out. The animation here in the preview seems alright. Let's just see. So let me just double click on that animator. Okay, that's the correct one. You can see those nice little lines going in. It's all back to smooth. Now it's all smooth. So it was just because we were manually controlling it in the wrong place. Anyway, I don't know why that was causing trouble. Now we are controlling the correct one, which is used by the player in the scene. I really don't know why that was happening, but it's all okay now. So guys, getting the gun. Now on the camera holder, you can see the difference. So it's going up. We can take the camera holder a bit above. We'll have two different camera points. But anyway, right now the camera holder is at a good height to look like it's aiming. Into the head, maybe where he is supposed to be. Let's just turn off the head aim rig. So now he is like properly aiming. Let's see. Oh, I put it inside the head aim, sorry. Come on, see. The camera holder can come a bit on the right side. And so we can have a view. We're actually going to have to create an empty game object, and that will store this position. It's set to local and it's aiming straight. Turning off is aiming and is aiming true. See the transitions smoothly going. Alright, so near ground, this just can you select the animations to go from? Oh yes, we can. So I can literally select the animations. Upper body, we've got override sync. What's that? Anyway, remember to keep this full body, upper body, and we can now move the same way as you move. Oh, what's that? So I can move and do anything I would like. So that's pretty much starting of the aiming, but there is no input yet taken from the player. Nothing really done by the scripts. No difference, so it's just manual. We'll have to do some scripting, and we'll have to of course create an empty Right now you can see the rifle, and let's turn off the is aiming bool, and let's focus on this gun holder. So it's currently, so let's just save the project. Let's create the empty game object I've been talking about, and this one is going to be called a camera holder aim. Alright, aiming. Save. Now we can just minimize the folders and go into the play input actions inside the input folder and create a new action. Type button, and this will be named as, well, what's it supposed to do? Aim. So aim. And inside the no binding, we're gonna do binding. So path, we're gonna set the path to listen, and I'm just gonna press the key. So F keyboard, the new binding, listen, right click, right button mouse. Let's listen, and we got right button mouse. Alright, so let's add a new binding one for the gamepad. So we're just gonna go into the gamepad and select left trigger. All three ready. Now let's just select save asset and close the input action window. Save the project. It's just gonna compile the scripts because I just saved the asset. Alright, so back in our script, the shooting, camera look, and everything. Here we handle the movement and handle the speeds, input and look and all that. Let's just minimize this region. Let's close it. I think we can define a new region. So hashtag region, and we'll say this region is for aiming. Make the A big and say they're aiming. They're aiming, and we're gonna make a hashtag end region. So region's ended, and now let's just see the play shooting. We handle the shooting and the shoot. I'm just gonna have to handle the aiming. So we say private void handle aiming. Have that method. Let's create another one. So private void aim. I'm aiming and aim. I don't think we need the aim. Might need it later on, maybe. And I think we can do it for now with handle aiming. So just call it every update. The edit after all the methods are called, and then inside the handle aiming function, we'll do an if input.player.aim.triggered. So every time that is happening, we are gonna now we'll have to define a comment aiming and hashtag region, another hashtag and region, and basically we'll have to define a private bool, and this is going to be called is aiming. Now every time this happens, we're going to toggle between each. So is aiming not equal to is aiming. Oops, I think it's wrong here. Comparison made to same. Do you mean to compare? Oops. Yes, that's correct. So this is gonna always take its own state and equal itself to the opposite. So not equals to is aiming is the opposite of what it was. So that's how it's gonna act like a toggle and a bool. Toggling between the boolean aiming or not aiming. So we don't want like press then aim or not press then not aim. I just like the toggling just like we did the sprinting. So but you could do that by using the is press and then put an else. Anyway, so let's continue. Define a new command in the handle and aim function and just say aiming bool, aiming bool, and then we'll just simply say play animator.set bool. The name in the animator was is aiming, comma is aim. and semicolon. We can minimize it. Alright, so I think that's really it. So it's gonna manage the aiming tool, and then the animator would just aim and not aim. Let's minimize this region as well. Let's reload the scripts, and I can hit play. Before I do, oh yeah, play. And we can aim with the right mouse button and with the F key. And if I would just connect the gamepad, which I don't wanna, I do have it, but not right now. I'm sure it'll work. So the left trigger would do it. Shooting you can do with the mouse button or the right trigger. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Can move about, fire on these walls which are tagged with stone and all those. Camera holder. We have this camera holder right here, and we can just drag this behind to place it at the correct position to make the same effect as we had before. Originally, after we made the weight of the spine to it became a bit odd, so we can fix that by just moving the camera holder to desired position again. Go behind, ahead, behind. Oh, even the right a bit, maybe behind again. Oh, okay, that looks good. I'm running. The camera just became a bit jittery. That's because I just put my hand on the key on the pad, so it was just skidding for some reason. Alright, now I left it, so it's alright. Okay, it's okay. That was my own fault. And I can jump above these cans. Really just cylinders. And I can shoot, so it is really just shooting fun here. And stop the game. Just gonna paste in the component values by copying it while it was in play mode and just put the new camera holder values in it. So it's not gonna fix it, fixed already. Now if I hit play, you can see that the camera is oriented correctly, positioned correctly. It follows the camera holder, which is why it's correctly positioned. And we have repositioned the camera holder inside the center spine bus. Let me just put in the aim and then select the hierarchy, and move. And guys, aiming right now. And the gun is, for some reason, on the, I think it's the forward axis, it's rotated a bit, so that would mean our gun holder needs to be oriented again. But because the thing is, it's working with the normal animation, I was gonna fix this one. So to fix this one, we'll have to go to the play model, the gun holder. You can see that it can be into it, but I think that 100 I've selected it. It's still a bit incorrect. What about 990? 90 seems still a bit wrong, so 95 is on the other side now. 94, 93, 92. So the final decision seems to be 92. Copy, and you can aim up and down, the same thing happens. If I come out of aiming mode, there's another problem. The gun is completely on that side now. Now aiming, it seems okay. If I'm not aiming, then it's all wrong. I'll just save the project. So now let's position the. Oh, what about rotation? That's. Oh. Come on, see. Drag this on the right and then move it ahead. With ahead. Yeah. And we use this nice little space to move it here and there. But if it was a left-handed one, it would be pretty easy. Now it doesn't look good like this. So I think we should fix the rotation for this one and change it on the top, on the aiming one. So let's see what we'll do after we position the camera properly. So right now the camera is positioned correctly for the camera holder, and the camera holder aiming one is still at 0, I think. So if you look in the camera holder, just copy the component after modifying it and paste in the component values. Save the project. Now let's see. So camera holder aiming, hit play, and we're gonna modify this during play mode. Well, there was really no reason of doing that, because right now there's no. Just hit play again, and this time click somewhere quickly. Alright, go in the aiming mode and then just click somewhere so we can stop. So we're gonna have to modify the camera holder aiming. Select the camera holder aiming. It's right now in the center of the spine, because it's a child of the center spine pulse, and it's 0, 0, and the center spine pulse is following the spine 1. So it's the center of the spine 1. Remember to keep the spine 2 turned off, otherwise you won't really get any good results. Now if I drag in this one during play mode, yep, you can see I can drag it up because I have now changed the camera holder. It's now in the camera holder aiming. I can align it anywhere in the whole place, so I can set it anywhere really. So let's just, how do I copy it? Alright, so from here we copy it. So copy world on the world transform and paste in it's. We're gonna have to wait a minute, let me just fix this small. No, we'll fix that later. Anyway, so camera holder aiming, we are gonna paste in the component world transform. Then we'll drag it straight up on the local axis, drag it behind, maybe ahead, behind the head. Which one seems the best? Let's drag it behind. I'll just place it myself. You can do it as well as you desire. So I'm just gonna place this a little bit up, and I'm gonna copy the component while in play mode and paste in the component values after coming out of play mode. Then I'm going to save the changes and save the project. Then on the AK-47 I'm just gonna change the gun holder scale back to 1 and the AK-47 to 0.2, so it's scaled correctly. Actually, this won't look good after we enable our player to be able to pick other guns or swap guns, anything like that. We'll do that later, but right now we need to keep the scales all correctly. So the gun holder should be 1 and the AK-47 should be at 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. Now in the script you will need a reference in the camera, so we're just gonna duplicate this one and rename the camera holder to camera holder aiming. So now we have two, one's camera holder and one's camera holder aiming. Then in the player you'll just assign it, so it's asking for an untransform. We're just gonna drag in the camera holder aiming. So let's give it camera holder aiming and save the project. Next, in the late update, we are gonna do an if is aiming. If we are aiming, let's just do this. Is that correct? Anyway, I'll change that in a bit. So just copy this, Command X, and paste it back here. Now we copy this again, Command C, paste it here, and this time we're gonna follow the camera holder aiming. If it's aiming, else we'll follow the camera holder. So the rotation and the position both. So if we are aiming, we'll follow, and we're literally gonna copy the rotation position of the camera and paste it into the player camera holder aiming into the player camera. Then if we are not aiming, we'll do the opposite. So we're just gonna follow the camera holder and rotate with it as well. Now let's hit, wait a minute, so let's hit play. And if we aim, if we don't aim, toggle between these. We can shoot just like normally. I might just double click to go inside. Anyway, again, right click, right click, right click, right click, right click. Oh yes, right click. Whoa. So this is been a very long series, and this video itself is also gonna be pretty long. There's still a few minutes more to go on, because we're gonna add the crosshairs as well, and we don't have a very good result right now. We need to make the rotations okay, not by the script, just gonna do something else. So, and what we're gonna do is hit play again, and right now the rotation of the gun isn't that good. We can aim and we can run, and it's all the same. We can go up the stairs of this building. There's a small problem still. This because prototype is okay. You can see that the stairs are in the air, and that's why every time a player has to jump. It isn't really good, but for a prototype it's okay. Really, you could use Pro Builder to make something way better than this, but it's okay for now. I did not mean to make it perfect, so just a few ramps, testing ramps and things like that. Jump, I can jump anywhere. Listen to spine this. You have a camera holder and a camera holder aiming. So let's see what we can do by trying to just rotate it a little bit. It doesn't make it look good for some reason. Yep, that doesn't look good. Can give even it doesn't look good. So just reset its rotation. Should be 0 always in rotation. Let's modify the gun holder and make it about 98.139. And now in aiming, you'll see that it's a bit off. It's really looking good, but not that good still. So the camera holder aiming, it's just gonna have to change the gun holder. So let's rotate it to 99. Now 99 seems good. Well, yeah, kind of. 98. Let's try 98. So now it's okay. It looks good now. You can just modify these and change these to make it look best. I'm just gonna make it look better. So myself, just gonna take left side a bit. Then I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. So I'm just modifying the camera holder aiming. The camera holder, I'm just gonna make the gun holder to 100, so it looks best. 100 on the Z for the gun holder. Maybe change it a little, 102. Now on the aiming, you can see it looks pretty better, much better. Focus on this again. Let's see again if we can make something better to make it way better. So just align it with the gun's rotation a bit. Maybe copy its world transform, yeah. The gun holder's world transform and paste in into the camera holder aiming. Then reset the scale back to 1:1:1, and now we can see we can just drag this up. Then we will drag it, maybe not drag, maybe make the rotation a little bit on the right so it doesn't look too bad, because too much rotation on the left could make the game look bad. So let's just drag it behind to where it would look like we're aiming. Then we can copy component and paste in the rotate. First we just paste in the 102, then on the camera holder aiming we'll just paste in the component values. Alright, save our project and hit play again. And now if I'm not aiming and I aim, it looks normal and better. Shoot, I can do whatever I want. We can get those effects and it looks pretty better. Way better, sorry. I can have this audio which you can't hear in my video, but you should be able to hear it in your own game. So now it's time to get in the crosshairs. Well, to get the crosshairs you're gonna import some from the asset store, one that I found best. First let's just look here and remove the F keyboard. I don't think we need that anymore. I just added it. Save asset, and it's gonna reload scripts. And I'm sorry about that noise. Let me just get the asset. So first we will go in here to the package manager and hit this simple modern crosshairs pack 1, and it's here on the assets store. Simple modern crosshairs pack 1, it's for free. Just have to add it to your assets and import it into Unity. So let's do that. Import. Now because we don't want the demo, I don't think we need the demo. Let's turn off the demo checkbox. Don't need that folder, and we also don't need the readme. Let's use this. Import. This holds the leftover things. We just need the bonus and the rest of the readme and the demo. Now we have this SMC pack 1. Yeah, I'm kind of stealing it into my own assets folder. Yeah, kind of. God, what's its problem not letting me do it? I think I'll have to do it physically. Oh yeah, I have an idea. So I'm just going to go one by one. One by one. And delete the bonus pack. It's not letting me take any one of these out of the pack, so I have an idea. First I delete these, then I rename this to crosshairs. Who cares now? That's it really. So we have imported it into our own as MyAssets folder. They really just stole it for free. There's no problem in that. Let's create a canvas. And inside the canvas it's a screen space overlay, because it's not world, we need to keep it on the screen. So you're gonna select the canvas scale to scale with screen size, and a reference on the X to 1920 and the Y to 1080. And match width or height is gonna be matched by 1 full. Alright, that's really. We're getting an error. Let's just change it to vertex color always. Save our project, and let's create a UI image. So this image accepts a sprite, and that's why I created this image. So we're gonna call it crosshair. Let's go and see what we have. So you can see after I import it, I have multiple. I think we can try this one first. It looks pretty good. Maybe I'll change it, save, and just create an empty game object inside the canvas and call it crosshair UI, because we will have multiple crosshairs. Might also want to add effects, so that's why. Just put it as stretch and make the crosshair to child and stretch it on all 000. Then change the width and the height of the crosshair to 200. So it's pretty big, so we can view it. Okay. Oh yeah, so outline, we can add an outline. Some useful things by Unity. The outline component. We can simply scale it up to 10 by 10. That does give a bit of an odd effect. Let's make it full on the alpha. It still seems odd. I don't know why. What, man? Come on. Do you want 2? 2 seems like save. And hit play. Now, where I put this dot, it's gonna spawn a hit because we sent it from the center of the canvas and the camera sends a raycast from the center. So now you can see how nice it looks. I shoot anywhere the center is the aiming point, so I can aim the center anywhere and it will always shoot there. Because we're not using physical bullets, so it's very easy to handle it using a raycast. That's why I always go with raycast. If you really want to use a decal or you wanted to use a billet, so you could do that. Then it would be a bit complicated, and I don't really like to do that. Screen, half point, whatever that is. You have to do a vector 2 to screen point and then get the center of the screen and then hit a raycast again. Other you don't, you just get the mouses. I don't know what that is. But then you just get the bullet to look at that position, so it always hits there, and then you get the component by the hit and check. And that's really a long process. I think it's better to do it using one script and not having a bullet script or anything, just using a hit. Now I just changed the crosshair because I like this one better. So this is the best one I've chosen yet. But you could choose any other one, it would work. I'm going with this one, so that's it really. Yep, awesome. Got the aiming in this video, and that's it really. Good.